Let's go.
Hey, Dave, a little bit of a two-parter. The first is, what is the latest on Jared McCann? And second, what did you see of the hit, and what was your overall thoughts on it?
Won't be available for Game 5 for sure. My guess is, my assumption will be probably longer than that. Second part, what did I see? What I saw live and what I watched just, after the period on video is a late hit where puck is out of play. McCann shoots that puck. It goes immediately out of play, straight up into the netting. And I don't know how many feet or whatever. I don't really care about that. The puck, I believe the puck is being caught by a fan as Canner is being run into the end wall. So late hit, really late, no puck in play. Like I said, our 40-goal scorer not available for the rest of the game, and like I said, not going to be available going forward here. So.
Dave, did the officials ever offer you an explanation as to why they downgraded the initial penalty?
They felt there was a puck in play at the battle, therefore interference call, downgraded to the 2 minutes. I disagree with that, obviously, as I assessed it and looked at it live, and for sure looking at it after on video. I obviously disagree with that assessment. Whether that's by the refs or by Toronto, that's not a accurate description of the play.
Your team came out really intense to start the game, obviously, and then after that hit, it almost seemed to elevate their play to another level entirely. I mean, I'm wondering what you saw, just as far as their response went.
I thought we just stayed with it.
Yeah.
I thought we stayed with it tonight. We knew that we dropped off. We had a really good start the other night, we came off of our game. And a couple nights ago it was, we make a mistake, we give up a shorthanded goal, and then, we gave up the breakaway to McCann shortly after that, and it kind of knocked us off our game. Tonight we just stayed with our game. We gave up the outnumber. We have a great shift in the offensive zone in the second period. A little late on the change, trying to do a little too much, and you start defending tired off of that rush. We gave one up there, but that didn't knock us off our game tonight. We just stayed with it all the way through, and that's about the guys in the dressing room. That's those, starting with the veteran guys and everybody else just sticking with it and finding a way to knot the series up, bottom line.
Dave, on that topic of intensity going up there after the hit, and it did seem like that. Moving forward, does that have a positive impact on you for this series, or a negative impact if there is a little bit more feistiness and nastiness going forward?
Well, it's playoffs, whatever. I mean, you get into the meat of a series, you get into the middle part of a series here. That intensity continues to rise. I talked about it going into Game 2. You got to meet the intensity of the series, and continue to have the poise and the presence, to play at that level and at that intensity. And our guys did a really good job of that tonight. It's not going to go the other direction. It continues to move forward as we get into Game 5 here, going on the road.
Hey, Dave, lots to talk about tonight, but staying with it was sort of the theme of the third period as well. What does a period like that do for the confidence in this team?
Well, it led to a win, right? It's at the end of the day where, they did their job coming into Game 3, right? And they did a good job on the road and went up one in the series. Tonight's a critical game for us to be able to come back, play well, and push back and knot the series up. So really, ultimately, that's what it means. There's, for our group, it doesn't have an effect confidence-wise. Our group is pretty confident. They know who they are. We know how we play. We know the things that we need to do to be successful. That hasn't changed. So I don't believe it changes anything in terms of, confidence or will going forward. It knots the series up. We get on the plane and get back and go back to their building for Game 5.
They shortened their bench tonight. They were really leaning on 9 forwards and 4D. Can you feel your depth wearing them down, and do you hope as the series gets deeper that that's what's going to happen?
I didn't really feel that way tonight. Their top guys play big minutes. They're comfortable doing that. We've got our own rhythm, and our top guys did a nice job as well tonight. Our quote-unquote depth guys contributed and did a real nice job as well. That's our formula. Our formula is a little bit different than theirs, obviously. And you just have to look at the rosters on paper. It's going to tell you that our formula is probably going to be a little bit different than theirs.
Dave, with your structure, it was aggressive tonight. You were bumping, you were physical, you were hunting in packs. When you talk about the way you want to play, was that for you kind of like the textbook perfect example of like how you want your defensive system to look, or was it close to it? And how would you assess that performance compared to what you've seen this whole season from your team with the forecheck?
Yeah, we were pretty connected. You've got the physicality or the intensity of every part of your game has to improve a little bit, and I believe we have. But we've continued to raise the bar, raise the level. We're going to have to continue doing that. But I thought we looked tonight like we look. That's who we are. That's who we are. The team that you saw tonight, that's who we are. And everybody had a hand in it. Everybody contributed. It took a few extra minutes tonight getting into overtime. But through the ebbs and flows of the game, there's always some momentum. There's always some pushes either way. But our group was pretty comfortable in their own skin tonight.
It appeared that your team had more of a shoot first mentality on the power play than maybe you did in Game 3. How much do you feel like that contributed to the 2 power play goals you got tonight?
I'll be honest, we had a shoot first mentality in the first few games. We just never got eyes up very often. We did a better job today getting in the zone and getting eyes up. And, you can look at, there's different ways to break the pressure. It really, felt like in the first couple power plays that we did a nice job of supporting the play, finding a way to get out of their pressure, to get eyes up in order to shoot. The power play, our power play elevated tonight. They were better. They were confident. They had a little swagger. And they produced for us.
Dave, after Jared left the lineup, you used Ryan a lot, both after power play shifts, but then also obviously with Beniers. What did you think of his game? What does it say about your team that you can plug and play a guy like that and get that sort of impact?
Yeah, the role after the power play shifts, that's been a part of his role, pretty consistently. But he stepped up. He's confident in doing that. I had a conversation with he and Spronger just this morning in terms of, wanting them to know that, there was going to be a little more opportunity for them tonight. We need more out of everybody in our lineup. Now, you don't expect it to be in that scenario, but we always know that Donnie's ready to play. His will and his confidence is really good. He stepped in. I thought he did a nice job. He brings a little different element, obviously, than what Jared does. It changes the look of that line, but he brought the things to the table tonight that he does well, and that's a big piece of tonight, right? Being able to adapt. And jump into a spot and just not try to do too much. Just be comfortable. Go do it the way that you're comfortable and confident doing it.
Jordan said this is really special to be here from day one and then have a moment like this. Yeah. He also said that last season, even though things didn't go well, you really laid a foundation for who you are now. How could you describe that to me? What part of the foundation was laid last year despite the difficulties?
That group last year didn't go away. Maybe that's the best way I can describe it. The guys that were here right from the start, as we grounded out towards the trade deadline, and and things changed, at the deadline. I can, probably speak to there was every reason for some of those guys in the room to go the other direction. They didn't. They just, they dug in, and so that was, if there's a point in time where, I knew that we had made some progress through that first year, as difficult as it was, as tough as the wins and losses were, some of the nights, some of the results, what it looked like. I knew at that point in time, as we were going through that final, whatever it was, 19, 20 game stretch, I knew that we had made some progress. I knew that there was, some building blocks in place. And again, it's because of those guys. Those guys are, you talk about, like, I'm sure Ebbs, you've all talked to him a lot throughout his career, but you see the substance that, that he has. And we got a bunch of that in our dressing room.
Let's go two more. Let's go Robin and Thomas.
Hey, Hack, you talked about decision-making with the puck last game. Body of work as a whole tonight?
A little better.
Vast improvement, especially in that first half when you were dominating?
Yeah, I don't know if we were really dominating in any, you go through these games, it's a battle. We were better. We were better. We still, going to look at it and come back at the guys and, and look at some spots where, I believe we can be more efficient. Right, and we can put ourselves in better spots. So, puck management against this team is so important. And you go back and look at their first goal tonight. Like, we spend a ton of time in the offensive zone. It doesn't take much. You give them a little crack, and they, they have the ability to hurt you quickly. So, it's got to be a big piece of what we do. Be real efficient there, and we were good tonight. Hey, our effort, our physical effort, our mental effort, our will was good tonight. Right, now carry that through and look for a few ways to maybe a few adjustments, a few ways to improve what we're doing, and I believe we can do that.
Dave, you're up 2-0 early. They've got a lot of firepower. Building is loud. Seems to be heroes and villains in the fans' minds. You end up in overtime. Can you take a moment, given all of the tension of that game, to enjoy a night like tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. And I want our players to as well. I mean, what a cool atmosphere tonight. It was great the other night. It's always a little better when you win. So, absolutely. You know what? Along the way, you got to take a few seconds to enjoy things. That doesn't mean that you're letting your foot off the gas. That doesn't mean that you're not focused on the next game. Everybody's got the ability to just relax, enjoy it for a few minutes, and then we get moving on. And that's exactly what our group will do. We were loose this morning. We were focused as the puck dropped tonight. Get a little rest tomorrow, and make sure that we're refocused when the puck drops 2 nights from now.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.